Mathematics, Advanced Subsidiary Level, Paper 1, 2023, Part 2. Question number 2. The functions f and g are given by fx is 4 over 5 minus 2x, for x cannot be 5 over 2 because then we will get division by 0. Gx equals 3x plus a, for x is an element of real numbers where a is a constant. Find an expression for f minus 1x. What does that indicate? The inverse. Okay, where will we find this chapter? We will find this in chapter 3 in the y equals mx plus c mathematics textbook, and chapter 3 is graphs and functions. And you will find it in the AS level. Okay, so the functions are given. If I must look at this example and I must give you a page, I will say go to page 109 in the AS level mathematics textbook and look at example 11. That will help you. Okay, but it's also done in the ordinary level. So let's just start. I'm going to start by first rewriting fx. So you can, because you're going to make it a y, so you, in the place of fx, you can write a y. So you can already start by saying 4 over 5 minus 2x is equal to y. Then there's 3 steps. The first step is I go and I make the y an x, and I make the x a y. I swap, okay. But basically, where I see a y, I make it an x, and where I see a x, I make it a y. That's step 1. Okay, and I think you would have already get 1 mark for that. Now, I'm going to make y the subject of the formula. Now, because it's 1 term equals 1 term, I can multiply, I get overcross, and I get x, 5 minus 2y. And then I multiply out, and I get 5x minus 2xy. Then I bring over, so I get 2xy equals 5x minus 4. Okay, so I just rearranged it a little bit. And then, why did I bring this one over? So that that negative becomes a positive. Did you see? Otherwise, I would left it on that side. So now I divide by 2x, and I divide by 2x. And I have that y is equal to 5x minus 4 over 2x. But don't forget, you must do this. You must say f minus 1x. You must indicate this new y as the inverse. And then it's going to be 5x minus 4 over 2x. And let's go to the examination report. And let's just go and see quickly why. I can already indicate to you it's 3 marks. We can go and see. I said they will already give you for that mark. And then I think the second one, they would have gave for let's just go and check at the back, but definitely for your final one. And maybe for the in-between. But let's first check on the report. That will be the best to check there. Okay, so let's just start. Let's go to documents. Let's go to the report. And let's see where do we find it. Do we find it still here? Let's open. Okay, question number 2. There it is. Fairly answered. Although functions is a topic that is covered in ordinary level, some candidates could not find the inverse, which is really sorry. Few candidates did not swap the x and the y and left their expression in terms of y. There were many candidates who left their answer as double fractions such as no, don't do that. You have to simplify. Learners should remember to state clearly that the final answer, they must indicate that inverse, okay, and not just leave it like that. You will lose 1 mark. The topic of change of subject of formula should be taught thoroughly, okay. So you would have get for that 1 mark, and then making the subject, that whole process of if you worked correctly, and then your final mark. Okay, let's go back to the question paper and let's just see, where are we? Okay, so if I was checking on the question paper, I would have said that it's almost like they would have checked if you did this subject of the formula correct, and then they would have gave you another mark. Okay, let's do number B. Now, state the domain of this new. So the only restriction is you cannot divide by 0. So you can just say, and I'm going to say, I'm writing it like this. Let's just say, so it's just 1 mark. So it's the domain. It's the x values I describe. And I will say x is an element of the real numbers. But this is the important part. X is not equal to 0. Okay, so that was the important part. But let's go to the report again. I want to show you something on the report there. And maybe somebody can write, okay, let's just go previous. Let's see. Okay. So basically, I think if you look at the different forms, you could have wrote any of the forms. I just wonder what this P stands for, and somebody can write a comment on this video and tell me, because if I look on the ordinary level book, the ordinary, you can look in my y equals mx+c ordinary level book, and you will look there on page 66. I gave you the common set of numbers, the common capital letters. Okay, so like N is for natural numbers, N0 is whole numbers, Z is integers, rational numbers is Q, real numbers is R, I is imaginary numbers, and complex numbers is a C. But I was even Googling it. What does that P stands for? Okay, so somebody can even write to me a comment on this video and tell me. Maybe it can even be a printing type of mistake. I don't know. Okay, but the most important part is that x will not be equal to 0, and that was very important. So you don't have to write all the different forms. It's just what students could have write in the question. Okay, so let's just go back to the question paper. Okay, and I think there's still one question on this. Okay, so that was question B, and now the last, no, C is having 2 parts. So let's just do that number C. Okay, there it is. Let's just move that one, and then we can start. Find an expression for G that is composite functions in terms of A and X. And where will you find this composite functions? Composite functions. It's still in chapter 3, but the page, I love to give you a page, and if I can, I love to give you an example also, not 6 but example 8. That will help you in the AS level mathematics textbook. Y equals mx+c. Okay, so the first thing is you have to, because it's the previous page, this is where you make that mistakes of rewriting. So I would advise you first go and make sure you copy correctly. Copy from the previous page. And then okay, so that you make sure. Now you can start. If F is at the back, I'm going to take F, okay? Okay, just be careful. It's not negative, it's a positive. I think that line, let me just quickly, sorry. That is an, come on, give me that. Okay, there it's coming. Why are you not cleaning? Okay. I just want to see why. Okay, that was just a 4. Okay, I just didn't copy nicely. So you're going to take that one and you are going to throw it in there in the place of x. And you start by saying GF x, and then you first rewrite the 3, and then you throw it in 4 over 5 minus 2x, and then you go for the plus a. And now you just say, you don't have to simplify too much. You can only say 12 because it's over 1 and there's a multiply. 5 minus 2x plus a. I think they would even took that one as correct. Okay, I want to again, I'll show you every part because I think it's just easier after I did the question that you quickly see on the report what did they tell you. Okay, so that was number 2b, and we did 2b, and there is 2c, the first one. Fairly answered. Many candidates were able to handle composite functions, but some spoiled the correct answer by trying to express the answer as a single fraction. In the process, they lost the denominator by cross-multiplying the denominator with a. So basically, they said you can either just leave it like this, or you don't have to make the fractions 1, because there's 2. You see, there's 2. You don't have to make it 1. You could have just leave it like that. Okay, and then we go back to the question paper and we do the final one in that question. Okay, and what was the final one? Henge. Now, if you see the word henge, it must be a red light to you. Okay, so henge, it usually means you must use the previous answer. Find the value of a when GF. Now you already have GF. Do you see? I just want to underline. You already have GF. But now in the place of x, they just put a 3. So you can start by saying GF3. And now I'm just going to put a 3 there. Did you see? So I'm going to keep the 12. I'm going to say 5 minus 2, 3. Plus a, okay, and then I'm going to say, okay, so basically I'm going to say now 12, okay, 5 minus 6, did you see that? Okay, we can even say I'm doing it a little bit long, you don't have to do it so long. Okay, so it's 12 divided by, so it's negative 12 plus a, okay, so don't forget, I was first just working out GF3, but GF3 is equal to this. Did you see what I did? So I worked out GF3, and now I'm going to put it equal to this. So you can even start with the statement again and say, okay, I know that GF3 is equal to negative 4a plus 13. So in the place of GF3, I'm going to put that negative 12 plus a is equal to negative 4a plus 13. I bring the negative 4a's over, so it's 4a plus the a, and this is the 13 plus the 12. So 5a is equal to 25. Then I divide by 5, and the value of a is equal to 5. Okay, and that's that. So in this one was just 1 mark, you would have just get for the final. And in this one, I think definitely if you got that and if you came to that. But let's go and check to see if that was correct. I think it's on this page, on the top, I think. Yes. So well answers. A few candidates let out the A in the substitution of 3 from their answer in 2C. So just put the 3 there and then put it equal to this and then get your answer of 5. So by just that first step, getting that, putting it in, and then actually, if I go back, I just want to say they would not give you, they would, I like to correct myself. I think they would not give the mark there if you do already this. You follow, where you substitute there in that, then they would have gave you the mark. Question number 3. find the value of the constants a and b for which, and then they give you the identity. Now, we're still in chapter 1. Okay, question 2 was not in chapter 1, but now we're back to chapter 1. So, chapter 1, in the y equals mx plus c, mathematics textbook, and you can go and look there for identities. And you will see it's page 32, but I have an example again for you. So page 33, example 35, that will help you. So go to that textbook and find, first look, if you struggle, first look at the example and then try to do the equation again. Okay, identity. So let's just start. As I said, I like to rewrite, and I'm going to write it a bit separate, because if it's fractions, I write because it's so easy to make unnecessary mistakes. So I rather write a little bit too much. I put brackets around the bottom expression, and then comes the identity. And then it's that negative 2x plus 26. And it's x minus 4, x plus 2. Okay, so basically, I must now just first get rid of the fractions. So find the lowest common multiple. Now, what will be the lowest common multiple? The lowest common multiple will be that x minus 4, x plus 2. So get all your denominators the same. So I must multiply, and this is why I like writing it in. So I must multiply with x plus 2 there to make it the same. So on top also with x plus 2. Okay, otherwise write and then the 1 cancel and that's left. Okay, doesn't matter. There I must multiply with x plus 4. And there also with x plus 4. Okay, and that is just with 1. Okay, so if I now multiply with this LCM, all the denominators will cancel out. So I will be left with only the numerator, which is a, x plus 2, plus b, x minus 4. Wow, luckily I picked it up. Maybe you already picked it up. Did you see? What was my mistake there? Okay, so I don't know why sometimes it's working. I struggle with, oh, there it's working. So it's not x plus 4, it's x minus 4. Okay, so luckily, always check there. So it's so easy to make a mistake. X minus 4. And then your method is correct, but everything else don't work out. You will lose marks. Okay, so now I will multiply out and I will get ax plus 2a plus bx minus 4b, and it's the inequality negative 2x plus 26. Okay, so don't bring to one side. It's an identity. We will compare the left and the right. But first we must order still a little bit on the left-hand side. So let's just get our x. Do you see that's like term? So it will be a plus b. I take x out as a common factor. Plus 2a minus 4b. And there's my identity, negative 2x plus 26. Okay, so now I'm going to start comparing. Do you see, can I show you? Compare this with this. Compare this without an x with this. So basically, I form my two equations. I'm going to say a plus b, and that's equal to that negative 2. Grab that sign. And I'm going to say 2a, this is my first equation. And then I'm going to say 2a minus 4b, and that is equal to 26. That's my second equation. Okay, and now I can multiply. Now I like to just rewrite. This is what you can do with a pencil if you want. So I multiply with negative 2 because this is positive 2 and I want to cancel that one. So then I will get negative 2a minus 2b is equal to 4. That's still my equation 1. And then it's 2a minus 4b, and that's 26. And that's my equation 2. And then it cancels, and it's negative 6b, and that's 30. And then I divide by negative 6, and I divide by negative 6, and the value of b is equal to 5. Okay, not 5, but negative 5. Okay, and now I'm just getting my other value. So I'm taking any of the equations. It's good to, you can take the unsimplified one. So it was a plus b equals, or not simplify, the unchanged one, which was 1. Otherwise, you could have used any one. And then I'm just going to say a minus b is equal to negative 2. So the value of a is equal to negative 2 plus b. The value of a is equal to 3. So therefore, the value of a is 3, and the value of b is negative 4. Actually, a very, very easy one. Just work through the identities in the textbook, work through a few examples, and you will be able to do a question like this. Okay, let's just go to the exam report. We can also see there where they gave you the marks. So basically, I think we can be already here. Question number 3. Okay, so basically, we just read, moderately answered. Equating of the coefficients was a problem for some candidates. For those who managed to form the simultaneous equation, it was also noted with concern that a number of candidates could not solve the simultaneous equations at this level, which is sad because it's something from ordinary level, and that's very important. Okay, so if you, by getting that first step after the fractions, you also got already 1 mark. Okay, and then by taking out x as a common factor, the second mark, and then any method to solve it, and then you get your value of a and your value of b. And maybe we can just go back, and I can just show you the marks again. Okay, let's just, okay, come on. Okay, so basically they gave you, if you come already at least to this step, get the pen, to this step where you just, yeah, I think if you already got that step, we can make it red. And then basically if you took out the common factors, and then if you solve this, and then for your answers at the end, if you were able to use the simultaneous equations, and then final for your answers, it was 4 marks. All these videos refer to the y equals mx plus c textbooks, the #1 mathematics textbook used in Namibian schools. For more information on these textbooks, visit the Straight Line Publishing website. All y equals mx plus c to success textbooks are available in the NEED catalogue of the Ministry of Education. Schools can order these using their yearly budget for textbooks, with the process typically starting mid-year. Make sure your learners have a copy of the y equals mx plus c mathematics textbook used by the top schools in Namibia in front of them in 2025. A final point. If you are in the position, I want to encourage you to buy your own personal copy of the y equals mx plus c mathematics textbook. These textbooks are available at the following bookshops. Remember, success in mathematics comes from hard work, perseverance, and the courage to face challenges head on. Good luck with your final 2024 examination.